Up on our docket tonight will be the IMCA Big Corner Creative Sport Mods. We have got 3 outstanding heat races in that division. We're going to start it out looking like this. The number 24 out of Beatrice, Nebraska, Drake Bromeyer. Outside him is going to be the number 20, T25 of Tim Stahlbomber out of Tecumseh, Kansas. Road 2 is going to be the 7C of Connor Barnes. Outside him is the 120 of Miss Stacy Huffman. Row 3 is going to be the 19 of Ryan Ayers out of Salina and the 14W of Blaine Walt out of Collier, Kansas. And on the 4th row is going to be the number 29W Tyler Wolf, and outside him is going to be Kendra Colgan from Canton, Kansas in the 11C. That'll be your 8-car heat race lineup for heat race number 1 in the Big Corner Creative IMCA Sport Mod division. As we gave the guys here a few hot laps just to work in some of the moisture we just put down and some of the packing we just did, we're going to get them all lined back up side by side, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper, lug nut to lug nut, and we are going to take this thing green flag race and get this night started. Once again, we want to appreciate and say thank you to IMCA.TV for covering all tonight's coverage. Also, we would like to remind you about the 50-50 drawing we have going on tonight for Hurricane Dan. All proceeds go to help him and his family. 1 for $1, 6 for $5, an arm span for $20. Go ahead and wave the ladies down. They'll be glad to get you some tickets. Last time I heard we were at $500, and that was a little bit ago, so it's probably gone up substantially since then. As the fold fully assembles going down the backstretch, we are side by side, wheel to wheel, lug nut to lug nut. Going into turn 3, Dad's going to look him down coming out of turn 4. If he likes what he sees, we're going racing. Green flag flies and we're off. Right off the bat, we get a caution. And it looked like Stacy Huffman went up in a puff of smoke. We hope that wasn't terminal. Hope maybe it was just some oil spilling out, but that did not look good as it was a big puff of smoke going into 1. It looks like Stacy is going to call it a race. She's going to go into the infield. We're going to get this thing repacked, restacked, and ready to go. Looks like we're going to have a few minutes here just to work in some of the fluid that dropped down out of Stacy Huffman's 120 machine. Make sure we can get that all ran in so that the cars don't slip and slide all over the track. Make sure it's safe for all drivers. We don't want to hurt nobody. We don't want nobody to tear anything up. As the field reassembles going down the front straightaway here, side by side, wheel to wheel, lug nut to lug nut, we're going to get this thing going one more time. Starting out there on the front row is going to be Drake Bomeyer. Outside him's the T25 of Tim Stahlbomber, Connor Barnes. And then we got 14W of Blaine Walt, the 19 of Ryan Ayers. And then it looks like the 11C of Kendra Colgan on the outside of that back row. 6 cars left. 6 laps, here we go. As Drake Bomeyer takes a commanding lead, we got trouble and carnage in the middle of the pack. Looks like Blaine Walt and Tim Stahlbomber getting around in turns 1 and 2. They'll get that regathered back up. They'll join the back of the field. We'll restack them one more time. 6 laps still. No laps in the books. We're going to get this thing started eventually. It looks like we're going to go back to an original restart on that. Still Drake Bomeyer and Tim Stahlbomber on the front row. They will lead your field to green one more time. Still 6 laps in this 6-lap heat race left to go. As they work their way out of 3 and into 4, here they come. Green flag waves. We're going racing. Drake Bomeyer once again takes a whole shot going in turn 1, followed by Connor Barnes, Tim Stahlbomber, Blaine Walt, and Ayers. Blaine Walt jumps into 3rd place, puts Stahlbomber back to 4th. Connor Barnes looking like he's going to try to take away that top spot from Drake Bomeyer. He's going to battle for the top spot. It's still Drake Bomeyer out in the lead. Connor Barnes sitting comfortably in 2nd. Blaine Walt in 3rd, Tim Stahlbomber 4th, and Ayers in 5th. As they go down the back straightaway one more time, 24 up front, 7C 2nd, 14W 3rd. That's your top 3 as they come down the front straightaway. Still Bomeyer, Connor Barnes, and Walt. Connor Barnes trying not to let Jake Bowmeyer out of his sight as he's got him setting his rooster tails. Connor Barnes loses about 4 car lengths going down the back straightaway. Jake Bowmeyer gains a little bit. Coming to the green flag, 2 laps to go for Jake Bowmeyer, followed by Connor Barnes, Blaine Walt, and Tim Stahlbomber. Jake Bowmeyer takes it into turn 3 out of turn 4. Give it up for your heat race winner, Jake Bowmeyer out of Beatrice, Nebraska, followed by Connor Barnes out of Lynchburg and Blaine Walt out of Collier, Kansas. So your unofficial finishing results look like this. Drake Bowmeyer in the 24, 7C at Connor Barnes, and the 14W Blaine Walt. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for your winner, Drake Bowmeyer out of Beatrice, Nebraska. Heat race number 2 coming on the track right now in your IMCA Big Corner Creative IMCA Sport Mod is going to look like this. On the pole, Boone Evans out of Bullard, Texas, followed by Peter Coleman out of Fort Riley. Rick Rohr out of Beatrice, Nebraska, and Joe Fain out of Plattsmouth, Nebraska. Austin Ottmiller out of Hutchinson, Kansas, and Jonathan Jensen out of Norfolk, Nebraska, followed by Cameron Gruber out of Munger, Kansas. That will be your 7-car lineup for this second heat race in your IMCA Big Corner Creative Sport Mod division. Cameron Gruber, a lot of you might notice him. He's the designer for the bulletproof designs that you see on quite a few cars out here. He's a designer for the bulletproof designs. Ford JR is the one we were talking about a little bit ago. He's originally a baseball player over at McPherson College. Comes down here from Bullard, Texas. He comes down here during school season, goes home during the summer, comes back here towards the end of the season. Always a one to be reckoned with when he's around here because he's fast and he's clean and he's usually got himself a pretty fast hot rod.
Speaking of young guns in this class, you got the 27G of Cameron Gruber in the back right now, making some waves in the racing scene the last couple of years. If he could just get past the DQ, maybe it'd work out well for him. Just kidding. I love the kid to death. Green flag underway here at Salina Speedway. Ford Jr. looks pretty good off the start. 3 wide into turns number 1 and 2. The 25 splits the difference right behind the 74. Ford Jr. still your race leader. 25 look a good run right there in turns number 1 and 2, trying to creep up to take that top 2 spot. Still 3 car lengths in between the Ford Junior and the 74. Rick Rohr rolls right off the tongue. The 74 rounds out your top 2, the 25 your top 3, and the 18 your top 4. 5 laps to go in heat race number 3 on the night. Cameron Gruber now up into that 5th place spot after starting in the back like a miniature rocket ship, carrying the left front, elbows up, get her to the front for the 27G. Gruber challenging for that top 4 spot to the inside of the 18. Gruber getting a little loose right there, falling back, rounding out your top 5, back to the inside of the 18 as they battle down the back chute. 3 laps to go this time by for the Ford Junior. Cameron Gruber still working on a 4th place spot side by side in turn number 4. Cameron Gruber with a slide job, taking away that 4th spot. Ford Junior, though, trying to walk the dog here tonight, leading the whole heat race start to finish. White flag this time by. Boone Evans, your race leader as he leads the field. Cameron Gruber rounds out your top 4, the 25 third, the 74 second, the Ford Junior race leader. Checkered flag flies this time by. Lap traffic may be a factor. Can he get by? Can the 74 reel him in before they cross the stars and stripes? Checkered flag in the air. The Ford Junior, your heat race winner. So obviously racing plan A, baseball plan B. But the real story here tonight in this heat race, Cameron Gruber started in the back, rounding out your top.
Absolutely, he had a good run there.
Cameron Gruber looked like a rocket ship out there. Start in the back, kind of get to that top 4 spot. Are they doing draw redraw here again tonight?
Yes, draw redraw.
Draw redraw.
One of my favorite memories of Cameron Gruber. I think he won one of the big shows over in Hayes, and he got up on top of his car, did the Stone Cold smash the beers right there on top of the car. That was probably the biggest thing I've ever seen. He said that's the biggest race he ever won, and it went and showed because he did a big celebration on top of the car with smashing the beer cans.
I've seen more funny Snapchats of Cameron Gruber on Eric Cross's Snapchat story than anybody else ever. I don't know why that is. I'm not elaborating on anything. All I'm saying is there's so many funny videos of this guy that you can't not like him. He's just like a little local legend. It's hilarious. I know he's big into wrestling. Got big into the racing scene. He does graphics for all these guys before they go to Boone, make their cars look really nice. Some sharp cars here tonight, obviously, but it's good to see him going from last to fourth.
We're going to get started with heat race number 3, 6 laps on the docket. First car out is going to be Sean Hine out of Beatrice, Nebraska, followed by Cadence Brand on the outside. Row 2 is going to be Tyler Watts on the inside and Riley Ostowatsky out of Columbus, Nebraska on the outside. Row 3 is going to be Gary Bradford on the inside and Dallas Chambers on the outside with Kobe Rigsby, your topless champion this year. As they come out of turn 4, green flag waves, we're going to go racing.
Bunched up as they come down the front chute. The 5'8", still your race leader, side by side, working their way down to turns number 2, down the back chute.
Tyler Watts looking really good tonight. He said last night he just couldn't go nowhere. Looks like he's found himself to the second spot right behind Sean Hine as he's got 3 other cars coming for him.
3 wide right there in the bottom of turn 4. They go side by side down the flag stand. Gary Bradford getting out into the infield right there. The 30 rounds out. Your second last place spot. The 5'8", still your race leaders. They make their way down the back chute. The 77W. Tyler Watts rounds out your top 2. The 1 rounds out your top 3. And the 1C rounds out your top 4.
Whoa, Tyler Watts goes to the bottom. Sean Hine up in the middle. See if he can pull it off going down the front straightaway. They're side by side going down the front chute.
Tyler Watts looking to the inside of the 5'8" as they go make their way into turns number 2. Down the back chute, side by side, out of turn number 2. Tyler Watts to the inside, taking the lead as they make their way into turns number 3 and 4. The 5'8" now looking to the inside. Can he get it done? 3 laps to go this time by for Tyler Watts.
Riley Oslonsky is not wanting to let this one go. He's going to try to battle with Sean Hine as they go down the backstretch. It's still 1, 2, 3, 11W, 5H, and 1.
Tyler Watts taking the white flag this time by the 5H, trying to reel him in.
Checker flag in the air this time by for the 77W of Tyler Watts.
Followed by the 5H of Hine and the 1 of Riley Waswanski.
What a heat race right there. I mean, for the Mid-America Clash in the big corner creative IMCA Sport Mods, that was a heck of a race to finish out right there for the 77W of Tyler Watts. He was looking to the inside most of the race and actually ended up getting it done here tonight. That was a pretty stellar heat race. If that's how the rest are going to go here tonight, we're in for a show.
And now comes the class that is the biggest one of the night, the IMCA Sport Compact Division, brought to you in part by Bird Contracting. Heat 1 is going to look like this. Ken Happy on the pole. Outside him is Johnny Thomas. Row 2 is going to be Allison Bird and Alec Jeske. Row 3, Lauren Reed and Preston Rigsby. And on the back, it's going to be Kiowa Higdon out of Hayes, Kansas, a former track champion here in this division.
We're in for a treat here tonight. 4 heat races on the docket for us for the Bird Contracting Sport Compact Division here tonight at the Mid-America Clash. We talked a lot earlier about how this class is really good for racing, gets people into the door, so it should be a fun show that they put on for us here tonight.
Last night we had a rollover. We lost one of our drivers to tonight's lineup, Lester Lucas. He took a barrel roll in turns 3 and 4. It's not very often you see these cars get upside down, but when they do, they roll. And here they come, as speaking of rolling out of turn 4. Here we go. Green flag waves.
Side by side as they make their way down to the front end of turns number 1 and 2. Still side by side, stacked up, bunched up, 1 through 4, 2 car lengths apart as they make their way down the back chute. 13 off the front of the nose, off the back stretch.
73 off the back stretch. Ken Happy.
Woo!
And then we got 2 of them getting together going into 3. Man, we have got calamity. I thought the demo derby was next month.
That was a Dukes of Hazzard move right there. He just got some air. He said, the Ricky Bobby, I'll quote this to the day I die. I was flying through the air. This is not good.
Now they don't know what to do with their hands.
That was, hopefully both drivers are okay. We'll let you know once we get an update from our safety crew as they make their way back there. Our safety crew is top notch. Get there pretty quickly up to each and every accident. Make sure we have ambulance on standby. They always take care of the drivers. Hopefully this 73 45T looks like to be fine. Hopefully he can join the rest of the field. The 73 off the back chute, then Dukes of Hazzard move off the top of turns number 3 and 4 over there in the back stretch. I don't know if you guys ever made your way back there, but it's pretty steep.
It is. You look back there and you're like, oh, it's just a field. No, there's a steep drop and then there's a field. We've just been given a happy birthday shout out to Mr. Bill Gritt. Happy birthday, Billy. And what we will do is we will not tell you his age because it's old. But happy birthday, Bill. One car you will want to keep an eye on is that red 17 back there in the back. Kiowa Higdon, he was starting to make some moves, slicing and dicing. He was up to third just before that yellow caution came out, and he got in the mix with some of those guys going off the back straightaway. So you want to keep an eye on him. He's a pretty quick guy. He's got that car set up on a rail. He's been fast all season long. Had a couple wins here, a couple wins in Hayes, a couple wins everywhere he goes. So he's a pretty fast car. Not to count out that 42J of Alec Jeske. He's a hometown favorite here in Salina. He's got the bubblegum chassis there, built by Elliott May. So And we'll explain bubblegum later on. That's another story for another topic.
I don't even want to begin to ask. Going green this time by Allison Bird, looking to take the green as they make lanes of turns 3 and 4. Green flag in the air this time by Garza, connecting right there in the bottom of turn number 4. I believe that's the 25 of Lauren Reed right there against Iowa's, keeping it going. Green flag still underway here at Salina Speedway. Allison Bird, still your race leader in the Bird Contracting Sport Compact Division here at Salina Speedway Mid-America Clash.
Kiowa Higdon gets a little squirrely coming out of turn 3. Yeah, he gets it back riled up and comes on down the front chute.
The 45T to the inside of the 04 of Allison Bird right there in the bottom of turns 4, taking that lead position away. The 42J now looking to get around Allison Bird and to take that second place spot away. And again, you brought up the 17 car running out your top 4, now working his way up to that lead position in your Bird Contracting IMCA Sport Compact Division here at Salina Speedway. Thomas, your race leader, Allison Bird, trying to get that position back. Good run off the top of turn 2 right there, down the back chute. Allison Bird looking to the inside. Oh, now to the outside of the 45T. The 42J runs out your top 3, the 17 your top 4. The high line seems to be the move early on here tonight at Salina Speedway. Yes, last night we talked about the low middle lane was kind of your line. These cars are going up top in turns 1 and 2. 3 laps this time by for your leader.
One thing about the Sport Compacts is they are a momentum class, so the longer they go, the faster they go. They may not go very fast at the very beginning, but you get these guys going, 10, 12 laps without a caution, these guys get some momentum wrapped up, and these cars can really get it.
White flag this time by for the 45T. White flag in the air. Battle for that second, third place spot between Alice Bird and the 42J. The 04 trying to hold off that spot for that top 2 position. The 45T, meanwhile, getting a bigger gap in his lead as they make their way down the back chute. Allison Bird trying to defend that second place spot from the 42J.
And the winner goes to the 45T of Johnny Thomas, followed by Allison Bird and Alec Jeske and Kiowa Higdon, rounding out your top 4.